It's been a while since we've talked about Code Vein, and since the last video, a lot more information has come out about this game, but don't get too excited because we don't have any more gameplay, just more images and backstory on the characters. But there are other things that I want to discuss in this video, so let's start off with those. I know in the past Code Vein video or videos, we have compared the game to Dark Souls, and it definitely is a Souls-like game, and that's one of their forms of advertisement, which is the catchphrase "prepare to dine," since these are vampires or characters that feed off of blood, and it's being published by Bandai, same company that published the Souls games. So yeah, that's one of the ways for them to bring in more players and to get the game out there. The thing is, there are so many Souls-like games out there, and if they're going to make another one, it needs to be different. What's cool about this and what they can get away with is that it's like a Dark Souls game, but very anime-like, very anime themed. It's like the Dark Souls for otakus, as you guys call it in the comment section. It's Tokyo Ghoul meets Dark Souls, and yeah, it pretty much looks like that. But I feel that, and I did speak about this before, is that them constantly showing off the same exact gameplay against the same monsters and the same type of attacking or the same type of combat is bad advertisement. It's nice that they want to connect with us and show us the development of the game and to see how it's going, but to keep showing us the same exact thing, for those of us that don't understand early development, this is a problem, and it's going to have people saying, you know, this looks like shit. The last video I put out where I was kind of reacting to it, it wasn't to put down the game, and I definitely was still happy to see new gameplay and to see the beautiful scenery, but I'm sure that that video, to people on my channel, I can see that some of you guys who were interested in it were just like, this looks like shit. So they have put out a statement or whatever saying that that was basic attack gameplay, and they will have some type of specials for different weapons or different characters. What we're going to discuss today confirms that, and that they will have a different type of skill set coming to the game, which should make things more interesting. So it is confirmed, which is exciting, except we'll know just how sexy it's going to be once we actually get to see gameplay. And if anyone who is behind Code Vein, you know, publishers or developers, is watching this video, so far it doesn't look like you guys have any plans for multiplayer. If you really want to sell this game, you have to add some type of multiplayer functionality, because as of now it seems as if you do get to create your own character, there's the freedom of that, and there's a ton of customization as far as the weapons you choose and your playstyle, but it seems that your only companion is an NPC or AI that you take on with you, and it seems that you have a few different choices, and we'll speak on these characters in a second, but it doesn't look like you get to take on help from other players. And since this is a Souls-like game, I'm really hoping that that's going to be a thing, because I would love to play this with friends. Now, if it doesn't have multiplayer, I'm still going to play it, but I'm sure a lot of people will lose interest in this game, so please add multiplayer to this game. So while we're discussing the characters that you can team up with in Code Vein, this is the female that you guys see in most of the images. Her name is Mia Karnstein. Also, forgive me if I pronounce any of these wrong, but right now my weeaboo levels are pretty low. So the backstory about her, which we're not going to discuss too much because I'm not a lore channel, okay? She's accompanied by her younger brother. That's the only family that she has left. Poor Mia. In battle, she uses a bayonet-styled weapon that can be used to attack at a distance, and a scorpion tail-like blood veil called Stinger. She specializes at hit and away combat. Her steady fighting style will help the protagonist in various situations during exploration. I've read a little far ahead, so depending on the situation that you're in, you want to bring on different companions. She seems good for long-range stuff, and if you see in some of the screenshots, you can see her blood veil. I think it looks pretty badass. And then we have Yakumo here, and his blood veil consists of wolf heads that they call hounds. They say he's reliable during encounters against tough, formidable enemies during exploration. So it seems like this guy would be the powerhouse that you bring with you if you're going to take on tanky enemies. They also show some screenshots of new enemies, but these look like bosses. I don't want to jump the gun, but in this description of the first one that's flying, it says, "Here's a monstrous lost with wings like 6 flower petals and a tail like a beast head. Defeating it will prove difficult if you cannot find out how to deal with its attacks while whirling through the air." The description that they give of it makes it seem like it's something that's challenging in the game that you have to learn to counter. So, you know, if it's a basic enemy, I don't think they would speak much on it like this, like, you know, hey, we just have a basic enemy here, you better learn how to fight it off. So I'm thinking this right here might be a boss. it looks pretty freaky. This right here doesn't really give off a boss vibe to me, and this is a Lost Who Wields a Hammer. They say there's no resistance from this one, so you pretty much just have to evade it. We also get some screenshots of the dungeons that are going to be in the game. The first one is the streets of the ruined city, which you have seen in most of the trailers, and also the underground domain of the ruined city, so this is, you know, right underneath it. So here's the part about special attacks. You have your basic attacks. Depending on the category of weapon you equip, your reach and actions will differ. Of course, that is the foundation of battle in Code Vein. Switching up your weapon based on the battle situation is also important. So I'm wondering, do you get to switch weapons on the go, or do you have to wait till you're out of combat or at a hub or something like that? That's what I would like to know. But sucking up blood using blood veils. So sucking up blood is required to activate a gift. There is generally a large window of opportunity, and suitable practice is required to understand the characteristics of the blood veil and the enemy's behavior. So in this screenshot, this is the guy who has the claws, and this blood veil is called Ogre. Now there are special attacks when using gifts. So right here they say that one gift can lure enemies from a long distance. This will be very useful in a Souls-like game where you have to pull one enemy at a time, because you know if you get too many enemies ganged up on you, it's GG. Right here the guy seems to have a barrier, so this is the strengthening your defensive capacity that they were talking about. And this is a screenshot of the long range attacks right here. Maybe what I was talking about earlier, pulling one enemy at a time, is actually wrong. I guess it depends on the weapon or the gift that you're using, because if you're using this one right here, this seems to be more of an AoE. The gift enhances movement ability for a fixed period of time, and it changes the evasion motion and also allows the invoker to move long distances quickly. So if you want to be like Sonic, you'll also have the chance to do that. And that's pretty much all the latest Code Vein information that we have. So again, this game will be on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. I'm wondering if the PC port is going to come later down the line. Usually seems to be that way, which kind of sucks because this is a game that I have to get my hands on as soon as it comes out. And I'm wondering if it's going to release in Japanese before it does in English, and how long in between. But yeah, this is a game that I'm excited for, so expect more Code Vein videos. But I'm hoping they show off the blood veils and the gift gameplay in action soon, because people need to see this. They don't need to keep seeing basic attacks. And also some new enemies would be amazing to see. Maybe the enemies that they have screenshotted that I showed in this video. If we can see some fights with those, that would be pretty cool as well. So let me know what you guys think about Code Vein. Are you guys excited for it? And would you still play it? Would you still find this game to be super interesting even if it didn't have multiplayer or co-op? I'll still play the game because I do enjoy single player games. Nier was a fucking masterpiece and there was no multiplayer there. And if this game doesn't have it, I'll still play it, but I do think that's a huge thing that would push sales for this game. So I hope it does, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you soon, friends.